All right, guys, welcome back. That guy right here. And I wanted to talk about the Dawning because we're in the final week. The final week of the Dawning is here. And I feel like it's a good time now to jump in, talk about the event, talk about what was good, what was bad, what was the same, because most of it was, and pretty much just a general discussion. Hopefully you guys enjoy these discussion videos. I hope to drop one every single day, or at least a couple days out of the week. So drop a like if you enjoy, comment below what you thought of the Dawning so far, and let's jump into this. So the Dawning this year was pretty much the same as it's been the last couple of years. I mean, there really isn't much difference. You know, you get the oven, you bake the cookies, you give the cookies to people, they give you boxes, you get glacioclasms and some avalanches and some seasonal loot. This year they added the Zephyr sword, which was pretty interesting. Although, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was just a reskin of another sword that's already in the game. But I thought it was cool. I mean, I've always loved the Dawning themed, you know, kind of weapons. And to be honest, this event is one of my personal favorites just aesthetically. I think the second runner-up would be something like maybe Festival of the Lost. I think is pretty cool. But the Dawning, just what it does to the tower and how it kind of changes things up to this winter theme, I don't know. And it always happens right above or right before the holiday season, if you celebrate Christmas and things like that. So it's, you know, it just feels fitting. But this year, I gotta say, it wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. I mean, to be honest with you, the last couple of years, I've only done the Dawning for one reason and one reason only. For some of the, you know, ornaments and, you know, sparrows, and, you know, I think I bought a ship or two occasionally, but I really only do it for the Bright Dust. I got to be honest with you. I do it for the Bright Dust. Those two bounties, the weekly bounties that you can do every week, are essential. And I feel like every event that Evil Levante comes in, I'm always looking to take care and take advantage of the Bright Dust offerings over anything else. You get 200 Bright Dust per weekly bounty. That's 2 bounties per character. If you have 3 characters, I mean, you're looking at 1200 Bright Dust every week for 3 weeks. And for someone like myself, if you're anything like myself, who, you know, is constantly finding themselves running low on Bright Dust, this is it's a great opportunity to kind of stack up a little bit. You know, even though 1200 Bright Dust per character may not seem like a lot, it definitely helps give you a little cushion. But anyway, you know, other than that, there's really very little reason that I feel to jump into the Dawning. And I think this year they may have added a couple of different cookies. I didn't even bother with them. I didn't feel like they were necessary. I think I baked one new cookie because I think it was a part of the quest. But other than that, I wasn't really looking to jump in and try to bake cookies and things like that, other than to try to get God rolled glacioclisms and stuff like that. But other than that, I didn't really care too much. I logged in, did my Bright Dust bounties, and I logged right out. Like I wasn't really interested in it. And it's kind of disappointing because I thought that originally, and this might be my own fault, but I originally thought that they were holding out on revealing anything about the Dawning because they had something big planned, right? Because up until, you know, previous years, they at least gave a trailer for the Dawning. I think they gave a trailer the week before, you know, but we always had heard a little bit about the Dawning, and maybe you know, the second or third week in advance before the Dawning, you had the TWAB that would typically go over at least a little bit of what we can expect in the Dawning. And originally I thought they weren't talking a lot about it because they had something big. They were doing something different. Maybe we were baking cookies, but maybe there was different loot. Maybe it had something to do with the dungeon, or I don't know, a different social space, a different area that we could jump into and have fun with. But yeah, that, and like I said, that was probably my own mistake, was assuming that there was going to be something new. But now I feel like after the event came out, the reason that they hadn't talked about it was, I think, one, because they wanted to promote the 30th anniversary, which came out literally the week before, and that was paid. That's a paid DLC. So, and it's not even really DLC, it's just a paid, you know, little, you know, event that they were doing celebrating 30th anniversary. I think it's really cool, but you still had to pay money for it. So I now I realize that naturally they wanted to promote that far more than they would have wanted to promote something like the Dawning, which is a free event. But yeah, it was a bummer. It was a bummer to see it come out and see it be nothing more than the same old thing. You know, they're weapons that you really don't need. weapons that you probably already have from the year before. I think, you know, other than adding a couple of new perks for the fusion rifle and some of the other weapons, and maybe, you know, some new offerings, there was really nothing more that I think that the Dawning offered. And I always hope that every year they get the hint and they try to do something different. They try to mix it up just a little bit. You know, I know a social space or a new activity is a lot to ask for, you know, and I know that, you know, they do their best to make those happen, and those are pretty good. But to have very little, it's kind of a bummer. So, you know, that's kind of my thing. I'd say overall, I give this year's Dawning probably a 6 out of 10. And I think that part of that is really just because of the Bright Dust offerings. If the Bright Dust offerings weren't there and I wasn't incentivized by them, I wouldn't have jumped in at all. And I think it spells a much greater issue that the fact that this season is going on so long, it's really dragging on. And I know we're close to January at this point, so, you know, really we're looking at just a little over a month away before the launch of the Witch Queen, which will bring hopefully a lot more new content to the game. But you know, that's kind of my thing. Like I said, it's a free event, so it's like, what are you expecting, right? It's a free event. You know, they're just going to give a little thing. It's fun. If you want to jump in, you can. If not, then don't worry about it. You're not really missing out on much. But yeah, I just wanted to give my general discussions. I would say that the best thing about the Dawning, if I am going to end it on a positive note, the best thing about this year's Dawning, I would say, was the armor. The armor, I don't know who created that armor, but it is some of the best Dawning armor or armor in general that has ever been created by, you know, by Bungie. And I think that is worth noting. And I know you have to, you spend a crap ton of Bright Dust for it, or you have to spend silver. But I think this year's armor is definitely worth it. I really love, especially the one for the Hunter. And I typically don't buy armor for my Hunter, but I had to go forward and try to jump in and get this armor set because it looks so good. So kudos to Bungie and the design team, whoever makes the armor. I think it looks really good. And, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think overall the 30th anniversary, you know, we'll get into another discussion about that. But I think overall the Dawning was fine. It was fine. But let me know what you guys think. Did you like the Dawning? And if not, what is something that you would look to change? What is something that you're hoping for? I have a couple of things on my wish list that I would have hoped to see, or in future Dawnings that I would hope to see. But you know, I think for the most part, like I said, it's a free-to-play event, so we can't be expecting much. But in the end, I just want to get my general thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy the event? Did you not enjoy it? If not, why? I would love to know. Drop a like on this video if you didn't enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to be able to do more discussion videos like this. You know, not only covering Bungie, but hopefully do some Genshin stuff and maybe talk about Apex and things like that. So let me know what you guys want to see down in the comments below. I'll be looking for your comments. And until then, guys, I hope you're safe. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.